And I did! Yay! Welcome, one and all, to. Oh, hey, the matchup showed up. To Nebula Theatre cast, where, surprise, there's only two of us this time. The OG crew.
The only two you need.
The only two you need. Saul and people will probably watch this and be mad at that sentence, but it's okay. It's fine. So if you didn't know, we have a Discord. We posted on Discord, hey, we're doing the Nebula Theater cast. The theme is going to be heroes versus villains. Just for a little spice to make everything nice. So if you ever wanted to know how you could participate in submitting matchups, the link to the Discord is in the description of the video. But most people here probably are already on the Discord, let's be real. But I think we should just run right into this because your first matchup is one that's very
starting out with
interesting.
a banger.
Yeah.
Banger matchup.
What is this?
So this is Hootie from the Owl House versus Wheatley from Portal 2. This originally started as a joke matchup, but as it kind of ruminated and sat in my brain, I kind of just liked it more and more. To briefly just describe the characters, Hootie is a giant bird tube monstrosity thing that lives as the door of the titular Owl House itself. And Wheatley is a kind of AI in a robot ball that helps Chell survive Portal 2 by accident and eventually becomes the main antagonist of Portal 2. Here's the main appeal of this matchup. The main connective tissue is that they're both very funny. They're both very funny characters in their own idiocy. Their dumbassery kind of makes them appealing comedically. Wheatley is one of, in my opinion, the funniest characters in all of video gaming, in my opinion. I think if you haven't played Portal 2, just play Portal 2 for Wheatley and you're just going to be laughing your ass off. Hootie is also hilarious, in my opinion. The connections is that they are similar in structure because Wheatley, when he gets the GLaDOS body, is like a big robotic like worm thing hanging from the ceiling, and Hootie is a giant magical worm attached to the Owl House. There's actually a weird amount of like thematic contrast here because they're both like friends, quote unquote, but the twist of Portal 2 is that Wheatley's own insecurities and dumbassery makes him turn on you because he just makes up he basically makes up beef in his head, despite the fact that Chell's a silent protagonist and in could no way actually insult him ever. And Hootie is a friend that people kind of think is not trustworthy and reliable and is going to mess things up. But it turns out that he is just a genuine good friend, and he will lead the Owl House crew to victory, and has an episode called Knocking at Hootie's Door where he like solves like 6 different plot elements. It's hilarious. Anyway, I think this is a really good contrast matchup because we have Hootie, who is a real genuine friend, versus Wheatley, who is like the fake friend, and I like that. I think fight dynamic wise, Wheatley has basically the entirety of Portal 2 at his arsenal. The issue is he's really dumb and bad at using it. Hootie has a couple of things, but he's mostly just more of a stat guy. But it'd be really funny because he can kind of attach himself to any surface, and he can extend infinitely. So we just have Hootie like busting through aperture, destroying everything as Wheatley's trying to figure out what to do about him. A really funny interaction you can have is Wheatley has neurotoxins. So he could use the neurotoxins to kill Hootie, and then Hootie like comedically has the X's over his eyes and the tongue lolling out. And then like Wheatley's like, now that's all done. And then we see like we cut back, and it's only the skin of Hootie. And then we have like the skeleton of Hootie also doing stuff because the skeleton exists on its own. And doesn't need a brain.
What the fuck? What is Owl House?
Owl House is a great show.
I'm gonna have to watch it eventually. Seeing as one
we
of
will
it
get
is
you to
on
watch
the Halloween
eventually.
bracket. It seems interesting. I'm pretty sure his name's Wheatley, right?
Yes.
Isn't he just a fuck up? Like the whole
Yeah.
game, he just kind of fucks up, and then when GLaDOS gets back in control, it's like, oh, okay, now there's actual threat.
Well, I mean, Wheatley is the threat of Wheatley is that he's so dumb that he's gonna just destroy Aperture by
That's right.
accident.
He was gonna destroy everything.
But he is still like a threat. Like if you're bad at the game, Wheatley will kill you. It's not like he's like incapable of doing simple tasks. He's just dumb at like most aspects.
This is my more preferred version of what is it? Ego versus
Mogo?
yeah, the one where it's the
What?
lantern ring. Where it's just, this is my favorite circle fight.
The circle fight.
this, is,
Delightful.
this is my favorite circle fight.
Being completely honest, if we were to ever do a Portal matchup, this is the one I would push for. This is my favorite idea for a Portal episode.
What other portal ideas exist?
GLaDOS versus Stanley from the Stanley Parable.
Right. I don't know how much I like it, but right. Insane slander on Ego versus Mogo, Dark Lore says. I like it. It's just if I had to
It
pick
is a magic
circles,
versus technology fight.
yeah. If I had to pick circles, this would be my circle fight.
Yeah.
Alright. Now on to some actual submissions. Sherm has 3
Whoa,
that we
whoa, whoa,
placed
whoa,
in
hang
here.
on. This is peak. I don't know what you're talking
No, like submissions that people put in.
about. Oh, okay.
Not like Sherm put in 3 matchups of his own just so we can like sprinkle in some passion talk in here. But you're gonna have to help me here. I know Envy.
Nemona
very
versus
well.
Envy.
What is Nemona from?
From the titular webcomic Nemona and also hit animated movie Nemona.
Oh, as an animated movie.
You might not recognize the graphic novel version, but like she's that animated movie character that can turn into like pink animals that had a death battle cast against Beast Boy.
Oh, the one that the one where everyone in the comments the whole time was like, "Isn't she dead?" The whole time. Yeah.
Yeah,
this
is her
interesting.
from the original graphic novel.
What a fucking contrast from Envy.
Yeah, this really is. Now, I like both characters, and I'd love to analyze both characters. And I can kind of see they're both shapeshifters. They are both shapeshifters, that is true. I'm just trying to think of, like, what's interesting thematically about it. And it's like, I guess the relationship with humanity to a certain degree.
Does Nemona ever want to be human? Because Envy's whole thing is that... Is it a they? It's not he or she, right?
I don't remember what Envy is. Probably non-binary.
So they want to... They're jealous of humanity. They're envious of it, right? And that's part of the the whole confession about when they had died. Is there ever like a I wish I was human with Nemona? Because that could be a big connection if so.
I don't remember if Nemona ever specifically wishes they were human instead of their own entity. I do remember them like having like a crisis about not being able to have a relationship with humanity. So I guess it would just kind of be like, humans suck, don't they? Yeah, but you're kind of a dick anyway.
That's a wonderful dynamic as well.
Humans suck. Well, so do you.
I'm trying to think. Envy,
Nemona would be like, everyone sucks except for me.
the way Envy dies is that the Philosopher's Stone is destroyed, right? Or that's how you kill any homunculus, in at least the Brotherhood / manga version. Can Nemona do that?
I think, like, well, you can just, like, run out the clock. Like, if you kill Envy enough time, Envy will run out of soul power and will just not be able to do anything anymore.
Okay.
There's, like, a weird thing where, like, even when he's out of all... I keep saying the wrong pronouns, I apologize. Even when Envy is out of all their soul juice, they still exist as, like, a little weird green thing that could, like, jump onto biological matter and, like, absorb its soul. So I guess, like, maybe there'd be a question of could Envy, like, take over Nemona's body? But Nemona's weird because, if I understand correctly, they can, like, completely disappear and recreate their body when they transform, so I don't know how that works.
What?
Debate wise, it seems interesting, just in terms of how their abilities interact.
My question would be one, stats probably would be very important. If Nomona would be way stronger, then I think there's more of an argument to say that the regeneration would be overtaxed. Two, could Envy just suck the soul out? Because I feel like boom, that's done. And three, how
That
does the
is true.
transformation...
I don't know if Nimona has a good defense against the soul suck.
It is interesting. It's better than Beast Boy versus Nomona. I don't know if that's a high bar to say. But it is interesting. I wish I knew more. Will I Google it?
I think that this is...
You go.
Maybe I just don't get it. But I guess
Maybe-
I don't get it. I don't get the big appeal.
He said low bar. So this is Raven I'm assuming just because it's this version of Raven, they don't mean the animated movies Raven. They mean just Raven in general. Versus, I think this is the Void, like the other side of Sentinel? Or Sentry.
Well, I
Sentry?
imagine... When I saw this, I kind of assumed it was just like Raven comics versus Sentry comics, and that this choice of renders was just like a stylistic choice.
Just this is what I could find. Oh, and the hands on the screen too.
Yeah.
I would have inverted Raven, but it's okay.
They're both very powerful.
I
They're
don't
both
know
very
really
strong
much about the Void, if I'm being honest.
Well, the Void is like the opposite of the Sentry. The Void is like the evil half. I'm just trying to think of like what the connections would be. Like, I guess like Raven has her demonic half. There's a lot of implication that Sentry's Void aspect might be related to Marvel's version of Hell, so I guess there's that. They both have
real quick. Saul is saying, "I can talk about it, please, if you want to. I'm not stopping you.
If you have thoughts, we'd love to have you.
You know where this channel is. You can join it at any moment, or just say it in the comments, either or." Right. I just know that Raven's utter bullshit, and it's to a point where like they're like way past universal. If I'm remembering correctly, like Raven could just wipe out universes.
Hey.
Hello,
Howdy.
Saul.
Okay, I should talk a little bit because about I think this is just meant to be Sentry in general, you know?
Yeah.
Is it?
I would imagine.
Let me find the comment real quick.
Because, like, the Void and the Sentry are always, like, a package deal. I don't think
Yeah,
there's
so-
ever, like, a moment where the Void's on its own.
So basically, the idea of what the actual, like, Void is, it's just kind of, like, it's just the Sentry himself, you know? You can't really separate the two as entities, you know?
Oh,
It's-
right, because anytime the Sentry does something, the Void evens it out, right? So they would have to always
Yeah,
exist
it's
together.
like- Yeah, he was able to, like, burn the sins away of the Void by, like, tossing himself in the sun and stuff. Very weird. Sentry is a crazy powerful character. I'm not gonna lie. He has a lot going on. Maybe not like
It
in
is
the
Sentry.
out
It
of
is
this-
full-on Sentry.
I say, Sentry's whole thing. He has a lot of different powers here. I mean, he is kind of just a Superman fly punch strong, but he has a bit more than that. Like, he's able to fire energy beams that are incredibly powerful. They are able to stabilize cosmic items like the Cosmic Cube. He's able to manipulate the matter of himself because he has like completely different molecules than what individuals have seen before. His power is compared to someone like Molecule Man, who is the entire reason why God Emperor Doom happened.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
He's just kind of inexperienced with it, you know?
In terms of the dynamic. What's the dynamic with Raven specifically? If he's
I
more...
don't. I'll be honest, I don't get it in terms of dynamically, because it's guy who is primarily punchy and flyy versus, you know, not that.
Well, so
I'd imagine you maybe include unkindness into the fight, and then we have like a big void monster versus big unkindness bird tearing apart the universe.
I think it's more so the idea of inherently good people who have a corrupting force that they struggle against, right? Like, that's the main concept,
I think
I'd
that's
imagine.
why.
Wait, Sentry's powers are like partially affected by his emotions, aren't they?
Kind of.
There could maybe be a little some kind of interesting interaction there with Raven's powers.
Like, the void itself is just made of, like, dark matter itself, and is really hard to kill, you know? It's like a separate personality of Bob and the Sentry, kind of like how it's how it's presented in the Thunderbolts movie.
Yeah.
Okay. The void has a lot more, like, hacks abilities, stuff like pyrokinesis, growing in size, creating monsters, traveling through dimensions, and taking the souls of people. Yeah. He also is an entity that exists in, like, every dimension and universe. And as long as Bob is alive, he will return back, even if he's just, like, reduced to an entire atom.
If he's reduced to nothing, is he gone? Even if he's one atom, he can survive, but if he's nothing, he's gone.
Yeah. Well, yeah, kind of. I mean, he's been able to regenerate from, like, being destroyed physically. So I think it would take more, like, hack space stuff, like soul stuff, which Raven has in spades.
I know, Raven's ridiculous. The death
would
battle
bet
with
on
Phoenix,
Raven winning, but
yeah, I think I would too. The death battle with Phoenix kind of shows, and I still think Raven wasn't at full power in that episode, but I think that just kind of shows how busted Raven is.
I will say Sentry is in with a good chance here in terms of, like, he just probably, like, I think he might just be able to punch Raven hard enough and just kill her, you know?
Yeah. I do think it's, like, competitive. If I had to pick one.
There's other stuff like, he has, like, an artificial intelligence able to analyze people's mental state and like, powers on the fly. So he could figure out a lot of what Raven could do, and, like, he has defensives that like, he controls the Watchtower defenses.
Interesting. I do like the idea of, like, aesthetically their dark forms, like, turning the entire universe dark. I think you could do some really cool stuff with that.
Sentry Sentry has been directly stated to be, like, the House of M event, the big fuck off comic thing that happened. That event was compared to, like, it was nothing compared to the power of Sentry, and House of M was able to affect the entire Marvel Omniverse.
Null upscale question mark?
Yeah, the Null thing is really weird because he did get one shot by Null. The Null thing has, like, it's so dumb. But basically the whole thing about the Null thing is that there's kind of two things. Is that Null just can kind of negate the abilities that Sentry has, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just Null just kind of, like, bypasses regeneration and resurrection and just kind of snapped him in half.
Yeah. I think there's something here.
I think there is.
I don't know if this is what I would push for either, but I think the idea has merit.
I wouldn't really push these against each other, but I wouldn't mind. I think Sentry would be a cool character to explore on the show.
Against Superman? No, I'm kidding.
He does have Superboy Prime. which is a good matchup.
That's true.
I like that a little better, yeah.
Somebody asked, fan fiction, how many matchups? Anything that was submitted on the Discord I have here, or at least anything submitted before. I don't know if people post it.
And one matchup from me.
Well, yeah, because Saul wasn't supposed to be here. Saul is here. I know a lot about Mahito. I don't know much about this other guy, but now I don't need to look at your message.
Yeah, you don't need to look at my messages.
This idea is really cool.
This was the one submitted by my boyfriend. So this is Kamen Rider Para DX. I don't really know which Kamen Rider he's from. He's normally referred to as Parador.
Mm-hmm.
His entire deal is that he starts off as the main antagonist of his series, right?
Mm-hmm.
He starts off as like the big bad, but he has like a redemption arc, I believe. So that's where the hero versus villain aspect. It's like reformed villain versus Mahito.
Yeah.
Mahito's reformed or something.
I really like the idea of this, where it's like they started out as part of like these group of antagonists, because basically, from what I understand, Parador was part of this group called the Bugsters.
Yeah.
Which are basically just the disaster curses. People who believe they are superior over humans and just want to fucking kill them all. And like, I think the cool thing about Bugsters and disaster curses is like, so disaster curses are created by the negative emotions of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bugsters kill their hosts via stress. They cause that heavy stress and literally like burn them out.
I'm feeling that right now.
He's getting attacked by a Bugster as we speak.
So like, Parador is able to see like the weight of death. Like, he experiences death for himself and comes back from it and decides to use that fear of death to grow with Emo after his resurrection.
I feel like the hand-to-hand would be sick.
Well, I'm trying to think, what does he do? Because I feel like most people against Mahito was just on Death Battle, but what does Parador do about interacting with ghosts, demons, whatever you want to call it?
He should just be able to... I believe he can see and interact with them. I don't know if he's able to, like, permanently destroy them. He does have one thing that I'll talk about. But he should just be able to see and have that, you know?
Yeah.
I think Naruto can also summon things, which you play off of my summoning stuff.
Parador is able to, like... He's a really good hand-to-hand fighter. He can create shields to like, protect himself with barriers. He's like a parasite individual, which allows him to, like, possess people. He can teleport himself to, like, evade attacks. But the main thing about him is that he's really good hand-to-hand, you know?
The way Mahito transmutes people is by touching their souls. So is that armor his body, or is that armor something covering it?
I think that armor is just him.
Okay.
But also, Parador, I believe, also has a form of transmutation by he's able to turn people into puzzle pieces.
Mahito almost kind of already looks like he's a puzzle piece, man.
So, the main thing that like the whole thing is like Parador should be like start stomp into oblivion, but in most instances he kind of has no way to put Mahito down apart from the Bugster virus itself. So the Bugster virus, from my understanding, is this infection that turns you into their soldiers. That's how they kill people. That's the stressing, right? It develops inside of a human. You become stressed and you get taken over and corrupted. And this was stated, I believe, to be able to affect the souls of individuals.
Okay. I'm trying to think what Mahito could do in this situation. I'm sure people would bring up the argument that you'd have to argue that this Kamen Rider can attack spirits, but I would also argue that normal rocks hurt them, in that they're not like invisible because they're ghosts. They're invisible because they exist on a separate like light plane that we can't see, which is why things like rocks and stuff still hurt them.
I feel like people have heard enough of the JJK spirit intangibility stuff. I think that debate is better had somewhere not on this stream.
Is that a debate that people have?
That's been a conversation as long as JJK's been in Versus.
From what I know, Parador should be capable of like seeing and physically interacting. It's just kind of he doesn't really have anything until he busts out the Bugster virus to put him down.
So win cons: Bugster virus, like, Kamen Rider, Mahito touches, he wins.
I think there's a bit more than that, because there's the whole thing of like, does Parador have a soul? Because he's technically like Bugsters are made out of data.
Oh?
Yeah, that's their whole thing. He's an X-Aid antagonist, right?
Oh, okay. Makes
sense. Yeah, so X-Aid is the big video game one. That's the one with Genom.
Okay.
I like the idea of like the good versus evil aspect, where from what I've heard, Mahito is basically like what Peridot could have become if Peridot didn't change what he was doing.
Yeah, if Parador stayed the same, he would have became exactly like Mahito from my understanding. But he did change because he's scared to die.
Funny how that works.
How do you become a good person? Yeah, be scared to die.
Mug, you have an interesting matchup. This was intentional, by the way, Saul, to go from Mug to you.
Oh, was it? Okay.
We can just move on.
What? No. So I submitted this one because I wasn't supposed to be here and I didn't know this stream would start later. But for people who don't know, this is Professor Layton and the Riddler. I love this one. Professor Layton isn't really a series I've had a lot of interaction with, but it's always been one that interests me, you know? Professor Layton's... I played one of the games, like on the DS. But the idea of this is, you know, it's an intelligence battle. The Professor Layton is a world-renowned puzzle solver. And the Riddler just is all about these schemes and puzzles, you know?
Makes sense.
Now that I think about it, how does Riddler even fight when confronted? Does he, or is he just like, you got me?
He has a cane.
He has a couple of things. He has like equipment and stuff that he uses. He's decently, like, he can sometimes keep up with Batman, but Batman usually just decks him, you know?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Layton throws hands, though. Layton, like, swordplay, fucking...
He will.
Yeah, he'll box your ass out. That's why I always thought the fight between him and that kid from Detective Conan was hilarious, because I'm like, Layton's not about to lay out a child. It would be funny to see, but it's not going to happen. But in terms of... It's solve it once they get to each other, then there's a fight, or he can't solve it and he'll die.
Yeah, it's either that he kind of slips and fails in one of the Riddler's many traps that he's had over the years. He would just become... I feel like Riddler's a very obsessive individual. He's obsessed with being the smartest guy in the room. That's why he's so obsessive with Batman. As soon as someone who comes along who can challenge his intellect, he is going to be so fixated on trying to outsmart him, you know?
Yeah.
I think this is pretty cool for both, because it puts them in situations that, like, is both familiar and also unique. Like, Riddler is just kind of an amped up Professor Layton antagonist. Layton's just a not beat the shit out of you Batman. I mean, he will beat the shit out of you. I was gonna say, Batman. He won't Batman beat the shit out of you.
You're not hanging upside down from a gargoyle after Layton.
So yeah, I feel like this matchup works in two different parts, where you have the cat and mouse, and then you have the confrontation. I have Riddler winning this, but it's probably a lot closer. I'm thinking, just because again I haven't done much research into Professor Layton. It's a series I think is deserving to cover. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it, but do you see it kind of like how Fan Battle did Agent 47 versus Hitman, where a lot of the fight is like in between them figuring each other out, solving things, and then the actual interaction is just the end of like the whole fight, quote unquote.
Yeah, but I would like them to be a lot more like Riddler wouldn't be there the entire time. He would trap Layton in like a puzzle room. Layton would figure it out, and Riddler would be like, oh shit, yeah, I've actually got competition. So I'm going to amp things up.
I really want to get a Layton sound alike to say, oh shit. So that's very amusing.
Better skedaddle.
Yeah,
shit.
So that is...
skedaddle.
better get out of here. So yeah, you're going to have like the Kane versus the sword fight when we actually get to the confrontation. I'm pretty sure Layton has like a coin machine gun.
I was about to ask if Layton had a gun. I'd be like, that'd be a crazy way for this fight to end.
He's just
Riddler has used plenty of guns throughout the years.
Yeah.
Let's not get it twisted.
Fair.
I'm pretty sure his cane is like the Roman Ruby style, like explosive cane, where he can like shoot people with it.
Yeah, Riddler has a lot of stuff. Like, I mean, he's his whole thing is his smarts, you know.
Yeah,
he's a smart boy.
In like a lot of comics and stuff, he's been able to figure out Batman is Bruce Wayne, which, you know, was actually pretty smart to do. He was able to like single out one man in photographs of 3 different crime scenes and figure out the killer, figure out the type of poison used to kill a man, but also deduce it was work of like a copycat who was attempting to throw Batman off the trail. I think Riddler would be really cool to research, because I wonder what equipment has he had over these years.
I remember there's like one time in like 2 panels where he had like this Power Ranger Iron Man style armor, which he still lost to Batman, but he did have like this suit with like flamethrowers on it.
Are you on
like,
about?
Why do you have this?
I'd say, are you sure? Are you on about Riddler or Two-Face? Because Two-Face also got a similar.
No, I'm thinking about Riddler. There's this one comic where Riddler teams up with Killer Croc to fight Batman, and the whole thing is like neither one of them could have beat Batman the 1v1, but working together they could have done it.
Yeah, Two-Face also got a mech suit.
A lot of Batman villains get mech suits. Whoever's making mech suits in Gotham's got a nice little racket going.
How do you think he gets payment?
I think it's interesting. It would be an unconventional matchup as well, I'll call it. Not as unconventional as Miles Edgeworth versus, like... Saul. Yeah, that's right. That's his name. Wow.
How did you forget?
I don't know. But it is interesting.
Kite Man versus Moomin Rider.
Kite Man versus Moomin Rider. Is Kite Man considered a bad guy?
Yeah, he is.
All I know about him is the Harley Quinn cartoon, to be fair.
No, he is a petty street criminal, you know?
He's just like
it's just like crimes. A fun loser fight.
It's literally just a loser fight. It's really funny because it's like I think Moomin Rider would end up winning because I think he has better showings of like strength and durability. But he one time, I remember reading this somewhere, Kite Man was able to attach, I forgot what it was, he was able to attach jet-propelled inverse parachutes and send someone up to the atmosphere.
Whoa.
So, yeah, this is a really cool one, just kind of, again, just between losers.
I think this matchup is phenomenal. I think we could talk about Spreezes for a while. To be fair, the one thing that's holding this matchup back for me is just from like an analysis perspective. I don't know if I would be that interested in being like, what are their stats and equipment, because it feels like they're so simple.
Yeah, I guess, but I feel like you can focus a lot more on the stories of the characters instead.
Yeah, that's fair.
You would kind of have to. How often does Moomin Rider even show up?
Not too often.
I was gonna say, I don't remember anything past. Granted, I'm not caught up with One Punch Man. I hear season 3 is bad, but all I can remember is one scene, where he's like, "I'll defend everyone," and gets his ass kicked. But I'm sure there's more that I haven't seen. But like,
Yeah, he fights Deep Sea King.
yeah,
And it's fucked up.
Is Kite Man's hand in front of the Nebula Theatre logo?
it is.
It is.
Is he like breaking the fourth wall here?
Yeah, he is. He's punching you in particular.
No.
But I feel like you can, like Kite Man. Kite Man has really weird arcs in DC when they want to use him. You know.
I remember him from like the War of Jokes and Riddles, where he was like, "I'm a joke, and that's like the purpose, because it's like you'll never expect me," or something.
Yeah, he was so weird. He ended up allying with Batman for a bit, like tricking the Riddler, which is like he tricked the Riddler into doing the kite, like wearing kites to send him up to the Bat Blimp.
Mm.
But I feel like you can have the contrast of like
He tricked the Riddler.
he tricked the Riddler's goons.
Oh, okay.
He didn't trick the Riddler.
I was like, that's
tricked Baz.
insane.
Batman tricked the Riddler as part of the plan, and Kite Man was just there.
Yeah, you're kind of right. But I feel like you can kind of parallel the ends of their analyses of like Moment Rider's, I guess, like determination to keep on going and be a true hero, to Kite Man throwing that hero away to become just a petty villain again.
I think the idea is like these guys are both like determined to never give up.
Yeah.
Fucking Kite Man is determined to never give up.
He is.
That's crazy. The
You
cartoon
think you
must
can be
not do
Kite
him
Man in
very
the DC
justice.
world and stay like that without some grit and determination in your corner?
He's just such a crybaby bitch in that show that I'm like, that I hear that, I'm like, really?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he is his characterization in the show is bad.
To be fair,
I
everyone.
know there's just a DC thing in general, but Kite Man's looking pretty jacked in that thumbnail.
Yeah.
Like just comparing him to Moomin Rider, who has like a more like realistic body shape, and I'm like, yeah, Kite Man does work out.
I think starting off with a chase between Moomin Rider on his bike, there's this Kite Man flying around using his kite, is such a funny. And then like Kite Man like mess it up and like slamming into Moomin Rider and
That is
knocking
pretty
him off
good.
his bike. I think that's a good way for the fight to start. You know.
It starts
I want
raining. He
Moomin
falls
Rider to
from the
like
sky.
throw his bike at Kite Man, but unlike every other opponent, it actually like works and it really hurts because it's a whole bike you're getting thrown at.
Yeah. And these are like very human characters. This would kind of be like, I guess, to compare it to any episode, like Hercule Satan versus Dan Hibiki.
I was just thinking
In
of
terms
that.
where I feel like a lot more of our focus would be on the comedical aspects of these two guys fighting, but I feel like it would be counteracted with giving them a serious moment in the end to prove their
Yeah.
worth. This would be definitely one we would end in like a KO. I don't think either of these. I think seeing either of these guys kill the other would be a bit too much.
You don't want to pull
When
a
Kite
Liam
Man brings
Swan
him
and
to the
say he eats
atmosphere
his
and
face.
he like chokes and turns blue in the vacuum of space.
That'd be awful.
I do like how this fight, a lot of their equipment doesn't really work because they're trying to use it on like Batman or One Punch Man monsters. Because of the scale of this fight, all of their abilities and arsenals would be like extremely effective. So we can see like theoretically how good these guys are supposed to be normally when they're fighting who they're supposed to be fighting.
I kind of dig it. I'm not gonna lie. I do kind of dig
Yeah, it's
it.
good.
It's really good. I would love to do this. This would be a fun one to write.
All right,
Here we
so
are. You
The
don't
new
need my
kid on
notes
the block.
now.
I think it
so-
formatted this weirdly. It cuts a, my bad. It cuts a text.
Yeah, there's a little bit. So, for people to be like, what the hell is this? Because this is very internet. If you're not. So this is Dirt Lord on the left from the Minecraft ARG Searching for a World That Doesn't Exist, which is based on the novel The King in Yellow. If you haven't read The King in Yellow, short thing is like, I still need to read it myself, I'm getting it, but the idea is like the King in Yellow is this cosmic entity who people kind of, he wants people to discover him, and discovering him gets you flooded with like infinite knowledge. On the right is the Server Blight, which is an entity from the TF2 horror series, the Server Blight. The Server Blight is an entity that is a sadistic motherfucker, pulls people into, like, if you're playing TF2, for example, when you move in real life, it like syncs with your character. Like the grip on your gun is like the grip in real life. You become one in the same. And the Server Blight is trying to touch you and like pull you into its like form. Because if you look at the top there, it's like an amalgamation of bodies, you know?
Yeah. You can see
And the
like
victim
TF2.
the victim is rendered like a catatonic state. So this is really cool. So Dirt Lord has been given a lot of props for being like the smartest ARG protagonist ever. So basically the entire ARG, he's exploring this world that again just shouldn't really exist, and is being followed by a mysterious entity that we don't know about, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that he does is he like puts blocks where he's come through. The entity would obviously have to break the blocks. Dirt Lord knows this and sets up a trap. He sets up like a piston, pushing out like a chest that goes into a piston that would only like work if the chunks were loaded. So he goes away, he comes back, he sees the pistons working as normal, and then he types in chat, he's like, he doesn't press like enter or anything, but it's framed as like, we are like a guy who's exploring this video that he's found. He types like, oh, I know something is following me. And even the guy watching it is like, how the hell does he know? And he's like, if we rewind the footage, we'll see that Dirt Lord set up a second trap unknowingly without like ever indicating it to the viewers. He's able to figure out like this really long cipher in a matter of like 45 minutes or something, which it has like multiple cipher stacks on top of it. He's able to like triangulate the positions of Minecraft signs that you only catch a glimpse of in the videos to find out where he needs to go next. He's insane, you know?
Yeah.
The Server Blight is very tactical in terms of what it's able to do. It will simulate entire TF2 matches to get one person. There's an episode where he's getting this person who's playing Spy, and there's the reveal that every single player, they're like typing in chat, they're like shooting, they're like trying to capture the point. They're all part of the Server Blight. And
Yeah.
the Server Blight is a very adaptive creature. So basically the whole thing is it doesn't let you leave the game, right? Once you're in, you can't leave because, well, if you could leave, you could easily escape it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's trapping people in the game. The main protagonist, whose Steam name is Dix-a-Lot, so we have to say that a few times, figures out Dix-a-Lot figures out that he's able to like jump off the map and kill himself. And then that's how he's able to leave, right? Then the Blight starts choosing different maps that don't have easy kill locations, you know?
Yeah.
The Blight is like very sadistic as well in nature. So all the people who end up blighted are conscious, right? They can feel everything that's going on to them. They're just put their consciousness or like their soul is put in this like flesh tunnel, which is horrifying.
Yeah, that sounds gross.
He's like all the TF2 models are contorted and switched and stuff. He becomes, I forget what class it is. It's something with like a demo man inside him, and the demo man is like someone who's been merged, right? And he walks up to the sawmill and sticks the demo man's head like into the sawmill to experience that pain over and over.
Jesus.
The Blight is insane with the stuff that it's able to do. Like, it's able to mimic voices that it's heard. Recently, it's been able to, like, access people's, like, Steam accounts and try to, like, lure other people into playing TF2 with them. you basically have the world's smartest protagonist versus the world's most adaptive antagonist, you know?
I think
So would this guy be playing TF2, or would the server blight somehow find its way into Minecraft?
He would be playing TF2.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say Server Blade. If he can find his way to Minecraft, he can find his way to TF2.
Well, he starts off in TF2.
No,
That's
sorry,
the
I said
thing.
Server Blade. I meant the other guy.
Dirt Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So,
think it's
I love
interesting.
this idea conceptually. I'm not sure how we would do it, but I would love to figure out
well,
how.
it would be like an episode of Server Blight. So Dirt Lord is in a game, he's playing along, he starts to notice things are going wrong. The matchup is not about can he like kill the Server Blight or anything. It's about can he escape, you know?
Yeah, so
Okay.
because is there a way to kill the Server Blade in the first place?
Not that we know.
Okay.
You
They-
can like destroy like its individual models, but you can't destroy
Yeah.
the entire blight.
It will
Like if you
like,
shoot it with the
respawn.
in-game guns, that does kind of work.
They've done stuff before, like when this is one of my favorite moments is when one of their teammates is turned into a blight, right, and is charging towards them. They just fucking vote kick him out the server. They kick
Yeah.
the blighted guy out the server, so he can't like infect them.
That's fucking crazy. Is this like an internet thing? Like an internet?
Yeah, yeah,
show?
it's
Oh, yeah,
really
it's a web
good.
series.
It's really good. You should watch. You should both watch.
I've seen
the-
Server Blight. I've seen both.
yeah, you. I'm telling Blind, you should watch both. Searching for a World That Shouldn't Exist is amazing, and got me down a really big rabbit hole of Minecraft ARGs.
All I'm saying is now I'm a little more concerned about researching Demo Man because I don't want to end up in a meat void.
That's okay. I'll take over.
Hey, it's me. It's the matchup everyone says is bad, and I'm the only one who likes it.
Wow, that's a bad matchup.
Archie Tails versus Paper Luigi. Now astute viewers might be noticing this is the hero versus villain matchup cast. How can we be talking about this on the heroes versus villain matchup cast? Well, let me tell you, Luigi's the villain in this scenario because he is actually, both of these characters are part of a prophecy in regarding to saving or destroying the universe. Archie Tails is destined to become the savior of the universe. Luigi is cursed to be the perfect vessel that will destroy the universe, because this takes from the Super Paper Mario game where Luigi is Mr. L and eventually fuses with Dimentio to become the final antagonist. I think this matchup's cool for a couple reasons. I think like Luigi versus Tails, just like generic Luigi versus generic Tails, is already pretty solid thematically, legacy wise. I think it's pretty cool. I think this is the coolest way to compare the Archie series versus the Paper series. Paper Luigi would have most of canon Luigi's abilities already, so he would have that on deck. Luigi gets hypnotized and turned into Mr. L, at which point he gets like a bunch of like technology and gadgets, which would perfectly play off of all of Archie Tails, like technology manipulation and his own gadgets and technology. Eventually we can have it where Tails is trying to protect like the Chaos Heart because he's trying to figure out what it is. Mr. L eventually gets his hand on the Chaos Heart, which would let him turn into like the Dimentio transformation. We would get the Super Dimentio versus heroic super form Archie Tails. I think this matchup's super cool. I think it does everything I would want out of the series pairing. The series pairing being Archie, Sonic, and Paper Mario specifically. I think it's really cool to play into the specific storyline Luigi got in Paper Mario. And yeah, I think this idea would be extremely fun to do.
Question: what is the specific things that they can do in terms of taking specifically Archie Tails or specifically Paper Luigi? What is the different things they do outside of their normal?
Well, both have a
counterparts?
lot from their canon stuff, but just going into what they have that's more specific. For Luigi, it would be the abilities he gains as like Mr. L, which aren't really abilities, but he gains like a lot of mech sync technology. He also would gain the Chaos Heart Super Dimentio transformation, which is like a reality warping abomination super form. Archie Tails, the big difference between him and Canon Tails would be, he's basically like prophesized to become like a chaos manipulating god, where he will like save the universe by manipulating the chaos force. There's like the funny transformation where he goes buff, but if you don't want to do that, there's also just like when he puts on like a red cape and accesses his more super level power. And that would be like, he also has some technology that's unique to the Archie series. Like he has like his own version of the Nicole AI and all that, so he has a couple of unique gadgets as well that would manipulate Luigi's technology pretty interestingly.
A floating shopping list says, "Can Luigi slash Mr. L control the final boss body himself, or does he need Dementio?"
I'm sorry. A floating, is that person's name a floating shopping list?
Yes.
Like the SpongeBob joke? Like the SpongeBob floating shopping list? If you are, give yourself. That's it's when they're trying to scare. I forget what it is. It's when they're trying to scare SpongeBob.
Oh,
I don't
right.
remember this. I feel like I'm uncultured.
It's
He said, "I bet your
supposed
bottom."
Good. Brilliant. Thank you. Give yourself a pat on the back. You're the coolest person in the stream now. Go on, Jim.
Yeah, I think Dementia would be involved in this fight, but not like, because I think like their weird fusion is a little weird because there's both aspects of Dementio and Mr. L. So I think you would just be like, once he gets the Chaos Heart, like this was part of Dementio's plan, and Dementio becomes the Super Dementio Luigi thing that would then fight Archie Tails. That's kind of like how you would set it up. I think it would still be considered like it's like a fusion, so the big thing is still Luigi. So yeah, Luigi versus Tails, I think it'd be pretty cool.
It sounds interesting. I'm not opposed. I think it's more interesting than normal Luigi versus Tails.
Or, in my opinion, this is also more interesting than just Archie Tonic versus Paper Mario, which is also a thing.
Never really got it. I mean, I get it, but I don't really get it. Saber versus Darth Vader. Or I guess Arthur versus Darth Vader. So, Saber versus Luke was a thing for a while. And now it's Saber versus Vader.
These are both matchups that have been argued about which is better for years.
When everyone knows Darth Vader's best matchup is the Lich King. Lich King?
That's a good one.
And everyone knows that Vader versus Nightmare is the best.
Okay, we're not gonna go that.
Anyways, this is a fan of fiction's request, I believe. Help me.
I don't really know much about Saber. I mean, I can talk about Vader for ages. Big Star Wars fan over here. But
I mean, they're like the chosen ones. They kind of have like Merlin is a connection both Luke and Vader have because Merlin's like an Obi-Wan character. So Obi-Wan mentored both Luke and Vader, so that would be a connection. They're kind of like the ghosts of their era.
Yeah, original chosen ones who I guess were like, I hear they were good and then kind of I don't know, did Saber become evil temporarily?
Yeah.
Something?
Yeah.
It's hard to tell with Fate. There's a lot of Fate.
It is hard to tell.
A lot of Fate to read through to understand Fate.
Yeah, I feel like
what does Fate? What does Arthur do to just getting hit with force attacks, being thrown in the sky, fucking telekinesis? Is there resistances there?
Tanks it.
I think Saber has Saber has a lot. I think I'm
Saber can fly.
Saber has a bunch that they're able to do. This is like they have. I know their main sword is the Avalon Evanescent Utopia, which is like a limited immortality weapon that allows her to like regenerate passively. I just know from what I've read about her, which again I'm not a Fate person, she does have a lot of abilities she's able to use. She has like magical resistances, a general instinct that kind of acts as like force precognition. In a similar way, where it's like her instinct is compared to precognition. She can transfer her mana to her body and her weapons, and manipulate winds. She like can like absorb mana and manipulate her stats. She has a lot of resistances from what I'm able to see. Like just so many that I don't think a lot of Vader's options are gonna work, you know? She's able to like fight people who passively distort space. People who can like manipulate gravity or nullify gravity. People who can erase them from existence. People who like poison stuff, soul and concept, power draining, petrification, transmutation, all of that mind manipulation stuff. So sadly, none of Vader's mind manipulation tricks are gonna work.
How do you kill Saber?
From my understanding, it
You
seems
don't.
to be.
No, I'm kidding.
Hey, I know a little bit. I think you just gotta hit her hard enough, but considering I think she's like higher dimensional, Vader just can't do that. Unless she has some regeneration I'm missing, which like
It's possible.
like regeneration past, you know, being able to heal passively.
I can do that.
I know she can
Or like a
enter
target.
like a spirit form that makes her invisible and undetectable, which probably would just let her like move around and heal.
I mean, would that work if you can detect things with the Force?
Maybe it's a weird thing, you know. From what I understand, though, like Saber's AP is like higher dimensional in nature, you know.
Yeah,
Now,
you would have to use Legends Vader for this.
I was
Even
about to
then-
ask if Legends Vader would be a little better.
No, not really. Probably gets a little bit closer in the stat gap. No. Saber,
If you want to hear some high-end interpretations of Star Wars, check out Gandalf versus Obi-Wan on the Fan
The
Battle
cast-
cast.
underperformed.
That cast that got like only 100 views for some reason, despite featuring some of the most iconic characters we're ever gonna feature.
But like to put it into perspective, Luke, when he's able to hit like the oneness, which is his like force, like the only thing Luke can do, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that's him matching Saber in stats. Like they both get to 8th dimensional.
I hear there might actually be like some upgrades for Legends, actually.
Yeah, but like it's
That
not.
might
It's not something that like Vader can hit, you know.
Ah, that's fair. Like, if you want like a more debatable matchup, Luke would just be like the more debatable version of this.
Wasn't Luke versus Saber on like?
It was
It
on
was
the,
on
the
when the
Tournament of
champions,
Champions.
tournament champions,
yeah.
That's
and
so
everyone got
strange.
real mad.
That's so strange because it feels like it's never been talked about by anyone since.
That's how I feel about.
Well, I think Death Battle saw gets shot in the back after everyone yelled at them for including.
It
They were
got-
like, all right, fine, we'll talk about
it got
something else.
it got old yelled.
that one.
I feel bad for
and-
the fans of that matchup because that's just like that's gotta be rough.
That one and Kazuma versus Scott Pilgrim were immediately shot down. Mind you, I don't think this is a bad matchup. I just don't think the debate is like.
Yeah, you can have a
Close.
good matchup even if it's clear cut.
I think this matchup is cool. I feel like I'm the biggest Star Wars fan on the team.
Probably.
I-
I've never seen it.
I would love to cover Star Wars, and I just don't think I feel like Vader has had enough of a spotlight in just media in general, to where it's like maybe give another character a spotlight.
Isn't he like one of the most iconic, like, fictional characters of all time or something like
Yeah.
It
that?
has to be.
Yeah.
No, he is. And also, like, you know, he's had 2 episodes on Death Battle, 1 good one. I'm not going to tell you which one that is. They should be out. I was gonna say that to fuck with people. No, but I think if we're gonna bring Vader back, he will probably fight Lich King.
Or we throw something really wild at you.
Garmadon from Ninjago.
Darth Vader versus whatever pony Sherm thinks of for Darth Vader.
Go on, Sherm, hit me with one.
The Vader versus the Tempest Shadow.
There we go. See, that'll come to you. Confirmed for season 99.
Okay.
See you in 50
TVA
years.
Loki versus Mr. Puzzles. I tried to research this. Mr. Puzzles has so much lore, guys.
Yeah,
he has so much information and lore to look into.
I do not like SMG4.
I hear people,
I think
people either really like it or really dislike it in the versus community, and there's like no in between from what I found.
I'm one of the people who's like, I don't want it anywhere near anything. It is not good, but I guess it's ending now, so like, womp womp.
Now we have to do it.
No. I will say this matchup is pretty cool. I don't know how I feel about using like TVA Loki in specific, you know? Especially right now, since we don't really know what God of Stories or what's going on with his version of that, you know?
Yeah.
Currently, he's just kind of holding the timeline together.
Yeah, he's just sitting in his chair for
He's just sitting in his chair.
all the time.
Like, there's not really enough there, and I know this matchup does use that version.
I'm sorry, Mecha Hitler from Wolfenstein versus Darth Vader?
That's peak.
That's peak.
And we might be on
That'll be when we bring Vader back in season 208.
See you in 70 years.
I think this is like a fine enough matchup. I feel like if we're gonna do Loki, we'll just do comics, right?
I think this matchup is basically like, for anyone who doesn't know, it's like these characters who care more about like their plot or like they care more about like their place in the narrative, quote unquote. Loki being more just like his place in the universe. Mr. Puzzle like being his place in the show. And they kind of become like these gods, but Loki becomes like a good guy where he's like, I will protect all the narratives / timelines. And Mr. Puzzles is like, I've fucked everything up. Oops.
Yeah, but I also know, like, Mr. Puzzles is having or like had some sort of redemption arc.
I think it's like a redemption arc in that he like fucked it up and then he like sacrificed himself to undo the stuff he did. Whereas Loki solved a problem that he did not cause, which is like the more heroic action, arguably.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess if we were gonna bring any fucking SMG4 character, we may as well go with like this is probably the best character to use from what I've seen of Mr. Puzzles. I don't really know much about him apart from like my sister is a big SMG4 fan and she tuned into one of the episodes with him in, and I was
got the Persona 3 ending and became a 3.
And I was looking over, I was like, what are you watching? Yeah, I just think I think everyone would agree we would probably use mainline Loki, right?
Probably, yeah.
Most likely. I don't know how I feel about his most popular matchup, but I do like.
I think
Loki
the
as a
two
character.
that like are in contention for just mainline Loki are Kefka and Beatrice. Those like the two we're looking at that like maybe.
See, I have a third one that I want to throw into the mix.
What's that?
Hit me.
Mr. Miracle.
Oh, interesting. I could see that.
It's a really good one, and I love Mr. Miracle.
Who's Mr. Miracle again?
Okay.
He is one of the new gods.
He's in a relationship with Big Barda. He's like an escape artist.
It's a really cool matchup when you look into the specific semantics of it, you know?
He's the one that was High Father son that was raised by Darkseid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the opposite of Orion.
Hold on. What's his name?
This is the one where I researched and know things. So this is Tanya from Tanya the Evil. I think the show's called something along those lines. Versus what is it? It is Liam Branford? Yes. So basically, these two, it's an isekai fight. It's where they were like salary workers that were killed and became like dictators in fantasy worlds. I think like Tanya's like fantasy World War II, where it's like World War II, but they have like magic. And I think Liam's in more of like a sci-fi scenario with like spaceships and space and stuff. It's a good versus evil because Liam was like a salary worker that was abused by his boss. And then when he became the boss, he was like, all right, now I'm gonna have power. But like he has trauma from his boss, so he keeps like treating his employees well. And he keeps trying to be an evil dictator, but he's actually just nice to everyone and they all love him. And like people keep trying to bring democracies to his kingdom, but then the all of his subjects are like, no, we like this guy, we're chill, don't worry about it. Meanwhile, Tanya was an evil boss in their first life, and then they died, and then they're like, we're gonna teach you humility by putting you in the body of this small child in this fantasy world. And then Tanya didn't care. They're like, I'm just gonna become evil in this war, and became like this horrible like war criminal, but also has the loyalty of her subjects. It's a little, I think Tanya's is a little more nuanced in like a fucked up way, whereas Liam is just kind of like fun, goofy. I think like this contrast makes a lot of sense. It's like employee that turned into good dictator versus employer that became bad war criminal. I think there's some cool stuff here. I'm a little concerned about the debate because I think Liam just like swings his sword and like a spaceship gets destroyed from like the force of the swing.
Oh,
Like, I don't know how debatable it is, but I see the thematics.
This character is in the Isekai Quartet show, the one on the right. And
Yeah.
like that's the show that crosses over like ReZero, Konosuba, Overlord, and I think the only other one is this show. The characters seem very interesting, but you don't really learn that much about them other than them being dictator types.
Yeah.
Entertain people for 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
I think it's pretty interesting because Tanya has like a pretty mobile like fighting style. Like she flies around. She could like be pinging him, whereas like I think Liam's more of like a super strong stat guy that like kind of just overpowers with his raw power, and he has like a mech suit, so he could have like. I think Tanya's also smarter, so it'd be like Tanya trying to figure out like the best way to kill Liam. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. I guess what else? How are we all doing today, chat? I wasn't supposed to be here, but now I am.
You can answer some questions if
I'm back.
Well, thank you.
Oh, there we go. You don't need to entertain.
We're about to start revealing secret episodes, so I'm glad you came back.
I was about to reveal the third Darth Vader matchup we'll do.
So
Subaru versus Salem. They do be not dying.
I was gonna say this has to be the most tied matchup I've ever seen because I don't think either has a way to put the other down at all.
It is interesting because doesn't Subaru like the day starts over
Asshole.
Groundhog Day, right?
So it really depends with Subaru. He can go back to anywhere from a couple minutes before he died to weeks before he died, just like depending. Like the very first
But he
time...
doesn't have like regeneration. He has like time manipulation. Versus Salem is merely unkillable in like the regeneration kind of way.
Yeah, that's true. If you include his abilities, he does have some things, but they don't really help him with Salem. Like he has something called the Invisible Providence, which is just like one of those shadowy arms that's around him. It kind of just looks like that, and he uses it to like punch into people. He once reached into somebody's body, or Amelia's body, and took out like this thing that was attached to her heart.
I'm like, be careful to revealing what you have, because Subaru's maybe a little bit important.
Well, I'm not going to reveal anything.
I don't know. Should we? I'm not sure if we should do a Subaru matchup. I don't know if there's an.
Yeah, that seems like I've never even heard of this guy before.
I do kind of like the thumbnail. Looks like Salem is actively attacking him with grim arms, kind of.
Oh, that's funny.
What does Salem
I do wonder, like, Salem.
Like, what is she even? We've seen her
What does
fight
she even
once.
do?
She controls all of the grim, and she's very sad. And she takes it out on everyone else.
She can shoot magic.
She does have magic blasts.
She got hands that she can stick out of the ground.
Yeah, she has hands.
She's got grim.
Do elfin lead.
So this is a tie because Subaru can't kill her, or Subaru will be smart enough to be like Reinhardt, and then Reinhardt will somehow have an ability that will kill Salem because he's fucking Reinhardt. That would not be how I decide a verdict. By the way, that's outside help. But that's.
I was gonna say, people are gonna get impressions. It's gonna be like, well, right, that's gonna be someone.
I feel like this fight we can't really do Salem until I hate to say we can't do something until the show ends, but for Salem specifically, it's like we need to know more about how her powers work before we can figure something out. Because I feel like the question would be, if Subaru was dropped in the Rubyverse, could he like solve the problem? But also, like, we don't know how the problem is solved yet, so we don't know if that can happen.
I already know how it's gonna get solved. The gods are gonna come back. They're gonna be like, Salem, do you believe in humanity? And Ruby's gonna look at her and she's gonna be like, yes. And then everyone's gonna live happily ever after. Because that's the very specific rule they put on Salem. Is that
can Subaru instill belief in humanity into Salem is the question.
To which I say Reinhardt. Reinhardt's gonna come in. Salem's gonna look at him and be like, that guy's hot. You know what? I do trust you guys. And then boom. It's perfect.
Apologies if we're joking around your matchup. I just don't get it.
Yeah,
well, I get it. Like,
I mean, they're immortal. That's the connection.
Because Salem's considered a witch and he is cursed by the Witch of Envy, right? So, I don't want to. Never mind. Don't listen to me when I say the word cursed. I get that it's not really a curse. It's a witch factor, but you know what I mean. So it's the idea of could he kill their strongest witch when the Witch of Envy is what he's currently trying to essentially end the life of. It's just replacing one character with another. But I just don't see a way where the fight can end.
So, like, what do you do in like matches like these that have a stalemate? Is it like Subaru just like, I'm just gonna go home?
He's like, so there's actually a side story in ReZero where he leaves with Rem, and he starts a life with her because he sees the situation at the castle at Roswell's mansion completely hopeless, and he like just fucks off, has kids with her and shit. So if he has Rem nearby, he might just be like, yeah, Salem's about to fucking kill everyone, so let's just go have kids somewhere else.
Okay, sure. The first battle to end with having kids.
This is the first battle that instead of ending with death ends with life.
Oh, what the hell?
We got some peak up. We got the knight versus Galeem.
Okay, like
I get it. I get it.
What can the knight do here?
But we're talking about.
He's gonna dodge. He's gonna listen. Link could have won that fight. He just sold. If I was playing Breath of the Wild and I was in that fight, I could have turned that whole World of Light situation around. He missed his parry 3 times. We get a goated Hollow Knight player in there. He's gonna dodge all the attacks and he's gonna ping damage until he loses, and then he's gonna access the void and eat Galeem like a gumball.
That's just literally the ending reaction of Hoodie reacting to Kara X, just so you know.
Yeah, that is the exact thing.
Well, I was playing Breath of the Wild when that trailer came out, and I was like, damn, Link really did not do a good job. He did not parry any of those. He had 3 opportunities and he sold the whole time.
Like, genuinely, what is stopping from Galeem just one light blasting the knight?
He'll dodge.
No, he won't. He's not that quick.
I do get the comparison to Galeem to it's called the Perfect
Radiance?
Radiance. Yeah,
Yeah, the
Radiance. But Knight dies.
Also, doesn't like Gilling doesn't even need to enter the fight. Doesn't he have fucking armies of master hands? Just send the master hands.
Bro, and Knight wouldn't even get the cool shit of like, you know, you die in a brawl and you're now this awesome little collector's trophy. Dude, this guy turns into a PNG, and that's just like, that's a fate worse than death.
Okay, wait, hang on. Master Hand doesn't even have to enter the fight. He can summon people. It's gonna be the big boss summons a mid boss who summons a mini boss.
If you believe the Sephiroth trailer, he could just summon thousands of Master Hands.
There we go then.
Galeem summons Master Hand, who summons like a Pokemon trainer dark version, who summons another Pokemon to fight the knight.
I will say, if this lets Nebula Theatre curse this and make this just so they can be like, by the way, this is like a really last minute Super Smash Ultimate DLC update, but now the Knight's coming into Ultimate.
This is just a pitch to get Hollow Knight into Smash Brothers 7.
Has there ever been a Nebula Theatre curse?
We had one.
We haven't been around long enough to have a curse yet.
Okay.
So somebody said that we had the curse because something about Ragna. We had Ragna versus whoever
Velvet.
on the Discord, and Velvet was the most popular. And like the same day it won the vote for being the most popular was the same day they announced a Berseria remake, Tales of Berseria, and people were like, "Oh, it's real."
Maybe.
It's not even new content. It's just the same thing, but looks slightly better and might play slightly worse. Remakes are really hit and miss.
I think
But
it's a cool animation.
It'd be a cool animation. It'd be like hype having fucking Hollow Knight jump across the hands to then get one shot by Gleam. But it'd be interesting. Alright.
Hollow Knight kills Gleam and then just gets sliced in half by Sephiroth, and that's how the fight ends.
This is my boy Croat's submission. Crocation. I think that's how you say it. Or Croat? I don't know.
Right.
So I asked him, if you have time, can you explain a little bit? Because I know Beelzemom, he's from Digimon Tamers. But I don't know BCXC. And his legit response, and he goes, basically two digital motherfuckers who were made by humans that become evil and went power hungry. Beelzemom eventually became good, while BCXC did not. That's the most I can do right now. I'm like, alright. If you don't know about...
That is what happened to him.
If you don't know about Mega Man EXE, the way they fight, that's just general connections. You don't... Base EXE is just kind of a villain from what I've seen. That's just very power hungry, wants to absorb data of the people they fight, or the people he fights. If you know how Mega Man EXE works or Battle Network works, you fight using a bunch of different cards. It's very customizable. Base can do a shit ton of shit, bunch of different guns, things that manipulate like time and shit like that, or at least how you would interpret it as time, because of slowing people's movements and stuff like that is kind of different when it's like just with the gameplay system they have. So Base has a lot, and Beelzemom, specifically from Tamers, he's got the twin guns. He can kind of combine them into a big ass gun that shoots into a big ass beam. He has multiple Digivolutions that just lets him do stronger things than that, and he can punch and slash people. I don't know how Beelzemom wins.
He shoots Base.
I imagine Beelzebub, the Mon is stronger.
I don't know about that, just because Battle Network scaling seems to be high/contentious. Some people believe that they're on multiversal levels of power, and you can't argue that Beelzemom would get that scaling. They fight this thing called, I believe, the D virus, or oh god, what is it called? I don't want to say the D virus because that sounds dirty. It might. It's
D virus.
Hold on. Let me. He
I gotta
fights
get my
something
D
that
virus
everyone
checked out.
fights, right? Like everyone in the main series fights, and people like to scale him to that. But then they don't realize that he does nothing to it. Like he shoots
Everyone
it and
fighting
nothing
the
happens.
D-virus?
Yeah. I can't resist the D virus. Okay, hold on. D Reaper. It's called the D Reaper. That's even worse.
Where did
but-
virus come from? The D Reaper. Oh, I want my D Reaper.
That's crazy. Anyway, we're all four. And we stumbled into a show. But I don't think he gets the higher scaling. I think you can argue Base gets the higher scaling because he's consistently fighting the main character all the time. Whereas Beelzebub would probably get absolutely crushed by any main villain or character from Digimon Tamers. Now, that's different if you include the games. Beelzebub in the games is much, much stronger, but Croat said it was just Tamers, so that's what I was going with. But that's also the same thing with all the Digimon games, though. Everyone just gets higher scaling because most characters are just higher dimensional in those games.
Yeah.
Collapsing
kinda
multiple
ironic
realities and
that-
shit.
It is ironic that this version of Beelzebub is fighting a version of Face that doesn't have a gun because it's a Mega Man character. They normally have gun arms, but not in the EXE version.
They can have gun arms. It's just
They-
something they
like-
have to put a chip in themselves for.
If I remember the anime I was watching, he like shoots lasers from his hands, but he never like turns into a gun arm or anything. He just fights like a Dragon Ball character.
In the anime, yes. The games, probably actually. I can't remember much. I did very preliminary research on Base EXE an hour before the cast started, so
Makes a lot of sense though.
it does make a lot of sense. And I
They
love
both have a
Digimon.
similar color palette. Ooh,
I love
America.
Digimon, so he said, "Ooh, America."
Captain America versus the Homelander. I think this matchup is very surface level, but I still kind of like it. I think it's cool to have like the guy juiced up on the super serum that like is actually like good versus the guy who was corrupted by capitalism into a horrible monster. I mean, when you're looking for a good versus evil, like here you go. This is the good version and the bad version fighting each other.
I don't
Captain
want to say
America wins,
poster
so
boy,
that's good.
but it does fit both of them.
Yeah, they were used for promotion a lot.
So
Yeah, I think this is a very simple matchup. That's just like, yeah, it'd be fun to have Captain America beat up Homelander.
I was gonna say Captain America's shield tears him in half, right?
I think Captain America with his
so
bare hands tears him
I've
in
got-
half.
I've got thoughts.
What are your thoughts?
I'll be nice. I'm not a lover of this, I'll be honest. Is it okay? Is this comics Captain America or is this MCU?
That does
I feel
change a
like-
lot.
I feel like this is going to change a lot of what I think.
I'm gonna assume
Double
it's
check.
MCU because they used the image for the MCU, because they could easily just use the comics versions of the characters in the thumbnail.
Like, yeah, I don't really like this idea either way. Basically, because the entire point of the boys is like to satiricalize and like critique America and superhero genre, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more meant to criticize
I
like
feel like-
celebrity lifestyle.
No, I think it's supposed to critique the superhero genre as well and American society with like Vault and stuff, right?
I mean, I think it
I
depends
feel like-
on how you.
I feel like putting Homelander as a character against someone like that, like the antithesis of it, just it feels like you're just treating Homelander as another comic character and you kind of losing the point of the boys, you know?
Hmm.
It feels like what they did with Watchmen. You know how they took like Manhattan and shoved him into DC
Yeah.
and turned him into like basically just a brick for Superman to fight, Doomsday Clock. It feels like you're doing that with Homelander, you know?
He said he mostly made this with the MCU in mind. So at least
It's
scaling wise,
okay.
it wouldn't be as big of a stop.
I get the idea of patriotic superheroes who have abilities who originate from World War II scientists. But I don't really like it. I feel like it's pretty generic putting like Homelander against the strong comic guy, you know? I feel like Homelander. I mean, like, yeah, but that's the fucking bare minimum. Homelander does have comic matchups that work, like Iron Patriot, but like that focuses a lot more on the like corporate side of Marvel, you know. I also think like putting just Homelander against the fucking MCU of all things, it really is just an anti-vibe to me.
I mean, if there's gonna be any MCU matchup, though, or I guess we just talked about Loki, but
also, no, I have a few MCU ideas.
Oh god.
Also, like, dynamically, I don't get how Homelander isn't just stomping. Like, Cap throws his shield, Homelander just catches it and just boom, throws it into the stratosphere. You know. Cap's MCU shield has not been shown to hurt anyone on a higher level of him, you know?
Yeah, the most it's really been shown.
No.
I mean,
I feel like it. Hang on.
He hurt Thor with it.
Did he hurt Thor, though?
Yeah.
Didn't he, like, draw blood from Thanos in Endgame?
No, that was Iron Man. That was Iron Man's entire sequence.
He was holding his
I think, like, it has, like, damaged Iron Man.
But then this is still MCU, you know? I think he's managed to damage, like, early Iron Man armors and stuff.
He fought Ultron with it and was able to, like, damage Ultron with the shield.
Let's not pretend MCU Ultron is anywhere strong. Also, his fight with MCU Ultron was specifically before he got the upgraded stuff. Whenever I think of that fight, I remember someone pointing out like fucking Captain America trying to choke hold Ultron, and it's like, yeah, man, go choke hold Ultron.
I mean, you can make that joke, but it worked.
No, I just think it's funny to try and like choke hold a robot, but like I feel like Homelander just like disarms the shield and throws it away, and then just pummels Captain America, you know.
I do think
your arguments about the thematics are correct. I think like the dynamic is fine. Like Captain America fights people that are like stronger than him and could theoretically throw away his shield, and like he just throws his shield in a way that they don't catch it.
I mean,
like Homelander is not particularly skilled. You could very easily have him throw the shield, and like Homelander would never be able to like catch it in time.
Maybe I just feel like that's given a lot more credit to Cap. I know.
Cap wins. So
no, he doesn't.
Like, doesn't like our Homelander stats like suck?
No, like they get way higher than MCU Captain America.
Like, I think he was like supersonic and like.
No, he does not get to just supersonic.
Is he gonna turn into a whole thing?
Hey, I'm just. Hold on, let me get some popcorn real quick.
He's sitting back and enjoying.
Wait. I remember the last thing I remember was the Round 1 blog on like Homelander versus Hancock being like, yeah, Homelander stuff's mostly just like bad.
I mean, most of it is, but he's still like getting into there's the arguments for the kiloton ranges, which is still better than MCU Cap. MCU Cap kind of has crap scaling. He gets to like build in.
Just based on the fact that he can keep up with like Iron Man and Spider-Man would mean he's like lightning speed at least.
Oh, I got some popcorn.
From what?
Like he fought Iron Man and like. And
yeah, but how does that specifically get to that speed? Also, like the one fight that he had with Iron Man was if we're talking about the 2v1 with Bucky, 2v1. And 2, that was a very, like, emotionally distressed, like, Tony, who wasn't on his A game, you know?
Like, MCU scaling would have, like, the Amazing Spider-Man scaling and Tobey Maguire scaling, so we would have, like, the Electro Lightning scaling feats of, like, the Amazing Spider-Man.
But he literally spot the earliest we've seen Spider-Man. he hasn't fought like the Spider-Man that we're seeing now.
That Spider-Man wouldn't be like thousands of times faster after like
We don't know
no
that.
training.
What do we
There
know?
would have to be
training?
some kind of indication that there
Okay,
was
so
training.
he's literally he fought Vulture, he fought Shocker, he fought Mysterio, he took part in everything that happened in Infinity War and Endgame. He did all the No Way Home stuff, and you're saying there's no difference between him then and him in Civil War?
Is there
where
an
he's
indication he got massively faster?
Maybe not massively faster, but I think it's kind of disingenuous to be like, this is the earliest version and this is the latest version. They correlate, you know?
I mean, I think they do correlate. It's the same character. With the
I
same
think you're
power.
wrong.
I think you're wrong.
I think you're being way too generous to MCU scaling.
I think you're being way too harsh on MCU scaling.
Move on, Blame. We're not gonna end this.
Hey,
Get
it's my
to,
matchup.
get to this crap matchup. Get to this shit one.
Hell yeah, my
How
number one.
how many views? 2?
12.
Let me tell you, this cast did fucking numbers. This was like it's the most popular one we've
Oh
done.
boy, this goes really hard with the iPad kids.
Hell yeah. On my iPad kids who watched Rainbow Rocks in 2014.
That's not why they clicked on the cast, bro. Let's be honest.
Yeah, they clicked
Listen,
on it. They clicked on it and saw Superman and Scarlet King, which is a matchup that is not in the cast.
Yeah, this is my most wanted matchup right now. I really want this to happen. Rumi versus... I just love K-pop Demon Hunter so much. Movie of the year. Movie of the past couple of years for me. Rainbow Rocks and My Little Pony is huge for me. I love that franchise a lot. Rainbow Rocks was a very good movie. I think this matchup is almost like dynamically perfect because they'd be like fighting over the crowd. There'd be like soul manipulation. You can have Rumi sword fight a giant dragon. It'd be really cool. You could have like the Dazzling's manipulation of emotions interact interestingly with Rumi's demon marks, which are impacted by negative emotion. You can have like the shooting like energy blast at each other. It's super duper cool, and I think the music potential speaks for itself. I love this idea so much. I want it to happen.
Now, why singular instead of group?
Money.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. It'll save me money.
I still haven't seen K-pop Demon Hunters,
I love it. Love the movie.
and I feel like I've heard too much about it now.
Yeah, I try not to recommend it to people because I don't want to like hype it up because I'm sure it wouldn't be everyone's cup of tea. But I can just say, me personally, it made me very happy, and as I've loved it a lot.
I feel like I've been like overexposed in a way where it's like people are telling me this is amazing, and I'm kind of put off by watching it. You know, it happened with me with Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
Where like before I watched that, everyone was like hyping it up. I did love the movie after all, but like I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I try not to recommend it because like everyone's recommending. I'm just trying to be like, I like it. You can do with that information what you will.
I haven't seen it either. Maybe we'll do a Nebula Theatre watch party. Who knows?
Hey,
Nah, we're okay.
get 50 likes on this video.
No,
50.
don't.
We're
50.
1/5 of...
We're big. Actually, we're a bigger channel now. You can say higher like goals, Sherm.
1,000 likes.
Okay,
1,000 likes, and we sit Saul down with us to watch it.
You know the scene in Clockwork Orange? When they have the guy with his eyes open? That's what it's gonna be like for me. I don't even hate this idea. I think like a musical based battle is great. I think it's funny because Jim really likes it and I haven't seen it.
Hi.
You're not allowed to dislike it because it's my number one. That's like the bro code. If it's the number one matchup, you're not allowed to dislike it.
No.
My cat
Yeah.
just scared the shit out of me.
I think it'd be really cool if because we don't have like we cannot have it be like a kill. If Rumi ends up losing, it'd be cool if like Rumi just becomes part of like the crowd. And because it's a 1v1, we can have like an indication that like Rumi, that like Zoe and Mira and Sunset Shimmer will save them in the post-credit scene. And that'd be cool. This matchup I like a lot.
Always think about budget, guys.
How do they fight exactly?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Adagio, well, I guess like in terms of like what like the fight would be is like Rumi obviously fights with like her sword. Once she accesses her demon powers, she can like teleport. She has like sword blasts. Adagio can summon like a dragon stand, and like that dragon fights for her. It's like a avatar of like her equestrian version, and that dragon can like fly around and like shoot sonic blasts. So yeah, the actual like physical fight would be like Rumi versus like the dragon. But I think like a big part of it would just be like the sing off. That would be like the main aspect of the fight, as they're like trying to like win the crowd over.
I will say from a production standpoint, trying to get the music right would probably be the scariest thing ever.
I think that would just like I don't think people will hold us to the same standards as K-pop Demon Hunters. I think we can just make
but I
a
feel
good
like
song and it'll be
but it's like we would have to make like obviously like if something went wrong with the music, it would break everything, you know.
Yeah, I think that would be like
It would be like, oh
if we
god.
were to plan this, what I would say is like let's like the song would be the first thing we'd do, and then everything would be based around that song. Like we commission like the two singers who would be Rumi and Adagio respectively. We work out the song, and then once we have the song in a way that's good, then be like, all right, now we can start doing the rest of it, because that's what the fight.
I
would be
imagine
built
that's
on.
how production would start, but like,
We
yeah,
have
I
to
imagine.
research who would win first, though, because that would change how that would go. But you know, there's not a ton of content. We could figure out who wins pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I trust Josh and Cryo. Like I feel like they can pull off a really catchy song that fits both styles.
I have thoughts on like how I would organize some of the motifs and lyrics from both of their series of songs.
Well, I would assume we would write the episode as like the song is the interactions. Like they're not just normally talking.
Yeah,
through the whole
it'd be
fight.
100% diegetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I figured
This is
it's
cool.
gonna be easy.
This is cool. I just don't want to admit it while Sherm's here.
They just got into a fight and they can't be friends anymore.
Yeah. Okay,
Hey.
I like this one. I'm definitely not the biggest Minecraft story mode fan, but this is my preferred if we brought Collector onto the show. So I guess can talk about the admin stuff, and I'm sure Sherm is dying to talk about Collector.
I have a thought or two.
Oh, in good ways. Do you want to say your thoughts first before I talk about?
Now you can go first.
Don't assume
Okay,
it's
so
in good ways.
Is it?
So are you saying
Okay,
something?
so basically, this is Romeo, or the admin, who is the main antagonist of the Minecraft story mode season 2 season. Like after they had with the storm stuff, he is like a pretty powerful enemy who is about like entertainment and stuff. That's why he's fighting Jesse. Is because he's challenging this hero, because Jesse is like an established hero by the second season because he defeated the Witherstorm.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, oh, this new hero, I'm gonna basically just mess with him. But Romeo is a very powerful like reality warper. He has multiple forms that he's able to enter. He has his true form, which is this on the thumbnail. But he has like a giant Prismarine Colossus form. His power set plays off of the Collector really well.
Yeah.
He's able to like manipulate gravity, light, create stuff, like create objects, transmute people, BFR people, summon things, regenerate. Has like is mostly invulnerable to physical damage apart from like a specific weapon. Is seemingly can like copy people or like take away people's powers and even seemingly mess with time.
Yeah.
How does Collector compare?
Collector's got some pretty crazy stuff. He can like turn people into puppets and then control them. He can like move the moon around. He can control your dreams. He kind of like warp reality on like a pretty wide scale where he kind of like, it's almost like he changes the skin of the island, like where he just makes it look more like a playground area. He can kind of just create like
giant Pac-Man or Jenga dimensions. He can like spy and look across like wherever he wants on the island. He has like a laser sword that he can like use to slash attacks that are coming at him. He has like these ropes that he can like launch out and like hold stuff up.
Can he resist his powers getting stolen?
Technically, the opposite happened.
Yeah.
His powers got nullified. But you could argue that was specifically because of... It's a bit nuanced whether it was specifically Belos or if it was like the Titan magic that Belos was in control of. But regardless, somehow Collector did get his powers...
Yeah.
Not nullified, but like severely weakened to the point where he couldn't do much. He was still strong enough to like hold up his own castle, but like... He wasn't at moon moving level anymore.
I think that that'd be really... So basically, I just thought of a really cool interaction for this. So how the admin, like, manipulates time and stuff is he's about to fight Jesse in the daytime, right? In his big prismatic form. He's like, hold on. Battles in the day are boring. And he starts, like, he takes out a Minecraft clock and starts moving it around to make the sun go down and the moon pop out. I would love to have a moment where, like, say, like, Collector... Because Collector can, like, telekinetically move the moon, right? Starts sending it towards the admin, and he's like, oh no, he gets the clock out and has to start like swiping through the clock to make it back to daytime, so the moon goes away.
What if we have like, you know, in the new Picard show where Q shows up and he looks young at first? It's like, oh, why he looks so old? And then he like snaps himself to also look old.
Yeah.
What if we have Collector show up in the Minecraft world looking like Owl House Collector? It's like, oh, let me fix that. And he like snaps his own fingers.
Oh, that'd be
awesome.
awesome.
Like Minecraft Collector.
I would honestly really love to do this. This is my favorite by far for a Collector option. I'm not a lover of the other popular ones. This is definitely in the
discussion for a Collector matchup we would want to do.
There's the one on the Halloween poll right now though.
Yeah.
If that doesn't win, this one has a very strong chance of happening.
I will say, just for people who see the Skull Kid Collector is the one on the bracket right now.
Yeah.
That was put there by one of the animators because they were like, you know what, I would let him put this one on. If I were to want to work on an episode, this is what I would do. But our team is big enough that we're never going to be stuck on one opponent for one character. So even if Skull Kid's on there now and it doesn't win, it doesn't mean we're dead set like it has to be Skull Kid in the future. It could be another one down the line just because we have so many people. There's a third option on the team well for Collector. He's very popular. Yeah, Majin Buu.
Oh, Buu. Right. I think that was okay. Boo's cool. Yeah, I think the poll itself should show that the team have different options for alts, considering we have 2 Herbert West matchups on there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, nothing on the Halloween poll. If it loses, that matchup, both can come back, but also those characters can also have different opponents.
Yeah.
This is one that I would just really love to do, because I think the fight... I'm a big reality warper guy.
And he's not talking about enjoying reality warping. He reality warps. That's what Saul does. He's big into it.
My thingy.
Oh, was that the last one?
That was the last one.
Well, thanks for watching, everyone. See you later.
Bye.
So just as a thing, because I opened it saying this, the Discord is how we collected the matchups for this one, and it is just such a much easier way to get feedback and information on things where I can directly ask, like, maybe I need more information on something. I could directly ask you on there, hey, I need information on this, instead of doing a YouTube comment and then hoping somebody gets back to me, which they almost never do. So if you want to join the Discord, the link to it is in the description of the video.
It's a good place to be.
It is not a membership thing. I don't charge you to be there. It's just a place for people to hang out, talk about things, have fun.
Yeah, and I mean, like, there's ways to, like, it's definitely the best way for us to see a matchup as well. Like, Dirtlord versus the Server Blight wasn't one I knew about until the person started talking about it when they suggested it for this. And instantly I was like, oh my god, I'm in love.
Yeah.
This is such a good idea. I love it so much. And that's definitely happened with a few matchups in the Discord. Like, Prime, I'm pretty sure you read like most of the YouTube comments. I would say you read a lot of them.
YouTube comments, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure some of the rest of the team probably also reads them.
Oh yeah.
So we do see what you say and stuff, but it's a lot easier to get matchup like exposed if we can have a back and forth conversation.
Yeah.
Especially because usually we have a lot of questions.
It's also helpful because like it's also a way for you to get that matchup out there into more ears. So maybe the next poll I do on there, I'll say like give like a brief paragraph, like why do you like it, why does it work, stuff like that. Because that's usually what I ask for anyways. But yeah, if you want to be more involved in what matchups end up on the podcast, that's how you do it. But I have to go shopping, so I will bid you all adieu.
I have to go do university work.
I have to take a shower.
He means he has to go reality warping.
No,
Bye.
I gotta do this.